Moving on to the nightcap, we got Pac-12 action. The Colorado Buffaloes at the UCLA Bruins. Looks like UCLA commanding -7, -7.5 at BetOnline. 68, pretty much the total around the board. You can find some 68.5s. Joe, you went with the Colorado Buffaloes last week. Are you going back to the well this week?
I am. When you look at the series matchup, they haven't fared well against UCLA. They're 1-4 over the last 5 meetings since 2012, and UCLA has won those 4 games by 14.2 points per game. But let's keep in mind, Colorado got this win last year in Boulder in a low-scoring game, 20-10. They're still rushing the football with Phillip Lindsay for 141 yards on the ground, passing for 272 through the air with Steven Montez. They did get blown out last week by Washington, 37-10, but that was a 17-10 ball game late in the third quarter before Montez threw a pick 6 in that ball game. There are a couple of factors about Colorado that I like heading into this ball game. Their third down offense, they're converting 43% of third downs and holding opposing offenses to 29% on their third down conversions. Secondary is solid. They're very good in man-to-man coverage. You saw that last week against Washington. They played very well, even though they gave up some big plays in the passing game. They were playing very well in man-to-man coverage at home. They go on the road now, and this is a UCLA team that has not played well in run support. They were tied 13 apiece in that ball game against Stanford. In the second half, they got worn out, Drew. They allowed 405 rushing yards to the Stanford Cardinal. Heading into this ball game overall, they're allowing 307 total rushing yards per game. This is a defense that's giving up 40% on third down conversions and enters this game -5 in turnover margin. To me, UCLA is going in the opposite direction. I'll take the more physical team, more blue-collar approach with Mike McIntyre and the crew. I think Colorado gets a 7-point victory over UCLA this coming weekend in the Rose Bowl.
All right, so Joe going +7.5 on Colorado. You can get the 7 and a hook at BetOnline right now. Joe, just to ask you a question on the UCLA defense compared to Colorado going up against the Washington defense last week. How would you compare the Husky defense to the Bruin defense? And do you think they're going to have a lot more success this week than they did last week?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you're talking about a physicality on the offensive defensive lines by Colorado. Washington was one of the top defenses in college football last year. They lost 3 starters from that secondary, Buda Baker, King, and Jones. They were still entering that ball game last week +6 in turnover margin. Last year, Washington was tops in turnover margin, tied with Western Michigan at +18. When you look at UCLA over the last couple of years now, they have not been solid in run support. In 2016, they were 0-5 every time they allowed a team to rush for over 195 yards on the ground, and they lost those games by 14.2 points per game. So again, if they can't stop the run consistently, they have a tendency to lose ball games. They gave up 382 to Texas A&M, 281 to Hawaii. They gave up 160 to Memphis and still lost that game. This is a blue-collar team in Colorado. They're going to look to wear down UCLA on the road. They did it last year at home in Boulder. Expect the same type of approach. And if you're asking me apples to apples, I think the better team, the more complete team from top to bottom is the Colorado Buffaloes.
I like it, Joe. You're getting the better coach team +7 and the hook. This is a good game to use SBR odds and make sure you're getting the best of the number because there's a lot of 7s out there. And if you're looking to take Joe's advice, which I think I am, betting the Colorado Buffaloes, you can get 7 and the hook, the extra ½ point there at some shops, including BetOnline right now on SBR odds. So make sure to check that out. We'll be back next week with Joe Lisi on more college football picks. Make sure to check him out at Go for the Two, his work at goforthe2.com. I'm Drew Martin. This is College Football Breakdown.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.